All right, guys, welcome to the Present Father Podcast. I am your host, Andrew, and today we have a special guest. He is a best friend, a brother, and also my barber. I would like to welcome LaRon to the show. LaRon, come on in. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, good. How's life?
Life is life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's the kids?
The kids are good.
Yeah?
Yeah. The kids.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Present Father Podcast. And I brought you on because you are a best friend, you're a brother, and we've been through some shit. And I just want you to go ahead and share your story with the world, with the men out there who are dads going through the struggle of trying to figure out the fatherhood, because there's no book on being a good dad. It's life lessons on how we do everything. So introduce yourself. Let us know what you do, who you are, and how everything goes.
All right. Well, hey, I'm LaRon Harvey. I'm a father. I'm a man. Every day I wake up thanking God that I open my eyes and able to breathe this air. I'm a barber by trade. I love what I do. I've been a barber for over 20 years. How I do what I do, I don't know. I try to have a plan and think about what I do, but honestly, there's really no way of putting into words what it is that I do. I just try to do it to the best of my ability, if that makes any sense.
Makes total sense. So, barber, you have your own barbershop, Marietta. Obviously, and I've seen you grow from where you were, from just cutting at the regular shop to now owning your own shop. How do you just tie all that into being a business owner and also being a father?
Man, shoot. Honestly, a whole bunch of timing and planning. How do I tie that all into? It's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of it takes a lot of me. A lot of help from my spouse, because if it wasn't from her, it wasn't for her helping out, running the girls around with their busy schedule with softball and the things that they have to do with school. I wouldn't be able to do it with the things around the house. When I was a single man, it was tough. It was definitely tough. But now that I'm married, it definitely helps out a lot. From me being a mason, and me kind of pretty much running a lodge. My schedule is real tight. Me being in school as well, man, my hours are real tight.
Yeah, I totally understand it. So, yeah, and I feel you on the real tight schedule, because trying to hold down the job and the house, being a present father while also being a present husband, honestly, I can say it's really tough. And trying to figure all that out while still trying to be the man and not show those emotions, or showing that, like, hey, sometimes some days are hard, and sometimes there's days that are easier. But going into, you mentioned being when you were single and now you're married, and again, I was in the wedding. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
How was being a single father totally different from now being married and having your wife there to help you out?
Um, Honestly, being single, it was a lot more. I knew what I had to do, and it was like I didn't have nobody to depend on. So it
Right.
was more so. It was just like it had to be done, and it was just all stop, no go, all day, every day, just from sun up to sundown, just go, 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 go. And I was tiring myself out, but it was stuff being neglected. So it was like it wasn't no time actually like getting to know my kids, like actually sitting down, like just like yesterday, for example. I was able to actually sit down after I came, like how I mentioned how I'm a Mason. I just came from a meeting and I was able to sit down with my youngest daughter and actually have a conversation with her for 30 minutes about her day, about her friends, about her interests, about school, about projects, about how she could have got a better grade in social studies if she didn't wait to the last minute. So, long story short, is how is it better? Um, I get to unplug and I don't get to feel like a machine and I get to pour more time
Being a
the
dad.
into them.
Yeah.
So I'm not just too busy being a machine and just doing things. I'm actually pouring into the things that I'm doing,
Yeah.
if that makes more
No,
sense.
no, it makes total sense.
So I'm actually present. So I'm actually being present in the moment and not there, just there and just not being a part of the moment, you
Yeah.
know?
So you said social studies. Your oldest, obviously, Peyton, she's going into high school. How are you trying to figure out, because our daughters are the same age. Sophia is going into high school too, going to be a freshman.
Mhm.
And man, that's a lot. Thinking
Yeah.
about how, when we went through high school, as obviously we're men, we lived a different path
Yeah.
than our daughters. But um, how are you preparing her for going into high school to deal with, you know, the socialization of like the new life, and how are you dealing with having to know how to deal with the new life of a freshman,
Man.
or or a high school kid?
Now, in what aspect are now what are you saying now as far as how am I dealing with how
How to prepare her for the new life of like different, how can I say this, like different
how she approach.
interactions of like, there's gonna be totally interferences. Like, how do you keep her on a straight arrow, trying to tell her like, yo, hey, stay in your game, do what you need to do, get out. High school is totally we both know
A
it's
total
it's
different.
totally different world
Yeah.
than
Yes, yes.
than middle school. And
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my approach is I had different conversations with her. I definitely told her like just stay focused, because I don't know if you've experienced this with Sophia. It's just they Peyton act like we I haven't been there before. She act like we was just put on this earth right now, and
all the time. Fucking all the time, dog. All the
like
time.
and just basically I try to prepare her. Just say, hey, just remember school academics are first. She
Amen.
she loves sports. Just say, hey, it's first you is God and your academics are first, and she's really all about hanging out with her friends, and she
At
like
that age, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I understand. You want to have your friends, and you want to hang out and stuff like that. But these friends that you have now, years down the line, you probably not gonna have the same friends. Just stay focused on school and stay focused on your grades. So she's pretty good with that, and just I try to prepare her about. I'll be truthful with her. I
Yeah.
try to be truthful with her. I try to be truthful with her about and honest with her about drugs, clothes. I talk to her even about sex, and I talk to her about.
Damn.
I talk to. I try to be honest with her about. I don't get graphic about it,
Obviously, yeah.
but yeah. But I
Yeah.
tell. I try because the more truthful I am with her, the more she won't.
Hide anything.
The more she won't hide anything, and the more she won't be blindsided with um what may come
Correct.
in high school. But then again, this day and age, who knows what she done seen and heard already?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I was driving the other day. I think we're on our way to Palm Springs, and Sophia. I felt like Sophia was actually I was on her podcast because she was interviewing me about life and being a present dad and what changed because as we both know, the single life or the being a single parent and trying to enjoy the nightlife and our priorities were totally different from then till now. She honestly asked me, she was like, what changed that you wanted to be a present dad?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, bro, like it seriously caught me by surprise because she's 13, but at the same time, she's so what's the word I'm looking for? She's just she's full of life. So when she asked me that, I told her there was a moment in time before I married your mom that I was living at my parents' house that I was just ready. And during the times that my wife now, who was girlfriend back at the time, I just didn't want to settle down yet, but I knew I wanted to be a dad. And just sharing that showed me like how much I have grown as a father, but just showing how life has helped me become the man that I am now today. So with going back to your story of being a single dad, at what point did everything change for you where you're just like, fuck it, like I'm here, I'm a dad, I know I want to be a dad, I've always been a dad, and now I just want to be 100% present for my kids?
What changed for me?
At what point did that all just like happen? Because we go through life in turning points, and knowing you for the last 20 years,
Yeah.
we seen each other. we we seen each other grow.
Yeah.
We've seen each other in the trenches, and honestly, as a brother, 100% proud of you, of who
Thank
you were to who you are now. And again, I'll
thank you.
always tell you that like the things you have done has been phenomenal. Just because I did see that in you, but being a brother, I supported whatever you did. That's what it is, and I'm never gonna change that. But at what point did you say like, this is it? I'm ready to change. I'm ready to be a fully present father, and I'm ready to be the husband that I know I am.
Man, oh man, bro, it was her, it was Peyton. Um, it honestly, it was all my children, but it was really Peyton. Peyton is a different kind of child. She noticed things at a very young age. She's very mature, like mentally. And my son, Caden, he's very mature spiritually.
Correct.
So, and Layla, she's my baby. She's my baby. She's always gonna be my baby, my loving baby. Um, it was a point when uh I was still single. Um, it was about, I can't remember how many years ago it was. By the way, just you know, throw it out there. I'm like 2.5 years sober. So
Good job, man.
thank you, bro. Um
I know I was gonna get you water, but I was like, "Fuck, I don't know." I was like, "Fuck, I don't know." I don't know. Like, am I a good friend? Yeah, I got beer here, so.
um I had like a real down moment. I guess like a moment of clarity when my Peyton see me and the disappointment that I seen in her face, and my father is an alcoholic, and matter of fact, like he's passing away now from that, from being an alcoholic. And just to see that disappointment in her face and me missing out on the years, like I've been present. No, let's just say I've been there, but I haven't been present.
Yeah.
You know, and so missing out on those years, and I'm seeing how time is going by, and I'm like, I can't miss these years. I can't have this time go by and miss out on seeing my kids or being a part of my kids grow up. And I don't want to let them down. I can't lose this part of my life, and I can't lose this part of their lives. So I have to say it was about a few years ago, about a good, before I got sober. So it took me a little bit to get sober, but it just wasn't just only that. I just decided one day, I just said, you know what? I want to be that. I want to do that. So I changed a lot of things in my life. So it didn't just start with just being sober. It started with, it was more than just being sober, and I'll put it all out here. It started with womanizing,
Mhm.
like I was just saying, I don't want to mess around anymore. I don't want to be sober no more. I mean, I don't want to drink anymore. Uh, and so, like a lot of things, it comes a point when you just want to put a lot of things down. I guess, like they say in the Bible, when you decide you want to become a man, you put childish things down.
Yeah,
And that's what I just decided one day. And I decided I really wanted to be there for my children. I wanted to be a present father. And it really feels good to
it
be
does.
there and be present at games and not be there faded, or uh to be, just missing out on those precious moments Like I used to be asleep, you know,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it anymore, man. I used to hurt their feeling, like when they used to speak to me and tell me about what happened and I didn't remember, and I said I couldn't do it no more. And that's why I was like, and then my now wife used to tell me that too. I said I gotta give it up. So that's
So
one of
when now that you've given up the alcohol and listening to what you just said about your dad, and sorry, sorry to hear that about your dad.
mhm.
Um, has that taught you a lot in the sense of just trying to clear your whole life out and just be fully 100% there? As in, like, we get so caught up with finances and trying to make it and not going through the financial struggle. Are you putting more present time ahead of more financial time, or are you like trying to balance it out to the sense where you try to give each group the same amount of time? As in, like, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, as fathers, we change our presence with finances. Like, as long as they're able to do the things,
Mhm.
we're there in the sense.
Mhm.
Um, are you making sure you're balanced out as a present father, or as a father in itself? And obviously, owning a business comes with a lot too, because
Mhm.
then there you got employees that you got to stay on top of, and now you got your kids. So
Mhm.
are you learning how to juggle that and making sure your kids get
Mhm.
the same amount of time, if not more, than your employees?
Am I making sure? Yeah, I'm making sure of that because I do now that's one thing I have. The one thing I have realized, because this has been the first year that I've taken ownership of a business, and I'm working more now than I have before, and I have had the kids tell me, well, you're working more. Why do you have to work so much? And I have set them down before it started, and I told them, well, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be gone more. I'm going to be working more, and they're getting more, and we're ahead more. And I'm trying to make sure I spend more time. Am I weighing the time out? Am I spending more time? I'm making sure I'm putting in more time with them. Yes. So I'm spending more family time with them. Yes. But am I more tired? Am I more stressed out? I'm more tired, yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
little bit more stressed out, yeah. But I'm explaining to them and I'm showing them like it has to be worth it. And I'm also showing them why. But also I'm balancing it. I'm making the sacrifice for a little while. But if it's sacrificing our happiness, then I'm gonna have to let something give.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me too. That's what I'm trying to learn. As time goes with the job that I'm in, I know I've gotten caught up with work where you constantly just want to work, 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 because you don't want to be in that struggle, because we've been in that struggle. And um I guess I'm still trying to figure out the balancing of that life and trying to understand, like, see, I work for over the last few years. I've worked two jobs, and you know that, but
Mm-hmm.
since April,
Mm.
after leaving my second job, this is probably the most time that I've spent with my wife and kids. And I felt like I have missed out on so much because now that I'm spending so much time with them, it's like, wow, damn, like I missed out on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you also too see the somewhat of the financial struggle of the tightness because there's not an extra income coming in. So it's really tough. Or just not, it's tough in the sense of trying to balance out everything because our sense as I was reading your questionnaire, um, it really inspired me because you try to be there as much as possible while, again, like you just said, trying to balance out the ownership of a shop and trying to be there for your kids. Me, I've never been in the position where I'm at now, where I thought I would ever be there. So I've let my career trump my kids. And I wish I never did that because, again, my wife, even before, or Tisha, right before I got the second job, she was like, we don't need it. But my thing was, I wanted to check off one of my career goals.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my career goals was to work at UCSD and check off that box. But I didn't know at that time that it would hurt tremendously, as in my kids not seeing that I was there. So watching you and trying to balance those things out, and even talking to you on the phone when we get those moments, me driving to work or you driving home, is like, it's comforting knowing that there is a point in life where working isn't everything, and being present as a father is.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you for that, and I really appreciate you showing me, even though you probably didn't know it, you showing me how to be more of a present father. And I'm, again, 100% proud of you. And from where you were to who you are now is fucking amazing, you know. So
Appreciate you,
going
bro.
going
Appreciate
into this going into this conversation, we were going off of just, again, being present. What's one of the few things that you want your kids, as they get older, what are the few things you want your kids to know and understand about you being a present father, or being a dad that was there instead of somebody who always worked and provided and that's all they did? Like, growing up, how do you feel you want your kids to see you as?
you. Man, I want them to see me as a man that's always trying. That I'm not just I'm not just sticking with one thing. If this doesn't work, I'll go try something else. No matter what, I'll keep trying. And no matter how much may uh, how much I may get on them,
Mhm.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of each and every one of them, even though I tell them, I let them know
Yeah.
I'm proud of them and I love them. Yeah, yeah.
When you say getting on them, and that's the same thing with me. Is like our kids always feel that we're always like getting on them, but I feel making sure that we teach them the life lessons inside the home. When they
Mhm.
walk out the front door, they know the responsibilities and representing our last name and making sure not to embarrass our last name, and
Mhm.
knowing that don't forget where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Don't go
Right.
out there into the streets or go out there and act a fool because we're raising you a certain way, and that is to be part of society and to be respectful and to give the respect to the people who obviously deserve the respect.
And yeah, and I want them to be prepared, man. Honestly, I want them to be just prepared for life, because every day they go out the door, life is going to challenge you, no matter
100.
no matter what. Especially out here, man. My kids told me something the other day, and I believe them. They're just like, Dad, we live in the suburbs. Like I told you, I was at the table with my daughter last night. She was like, Dad, it's gonna be hard next year. I was like, what you talking about? My teachers tell me, my sister done told me seventh grade gonna be hard. We live in the suburbs. I was like, it's hard out here in the suburbs.
I mean, again, I, so as now that I am older and I look on some of these reels that I see on on social media, is like these young kids, dog. I don't think they know what hard is,
Oh
and
no,
because
heck
we're
no,
obviously where we live at,
no,
I don't think they could survive anywhere else.
man.
Sheltered,
Yeah,
yes, like I
yes,
get it. Like
yes.
my kids are 100% sheltered, and
Mhm.
is it a bad thing? No. Is it a good thing? No, too, because even though my life as growing up wasn't as hard, I chose a different path of life.
Mhm.
And why I wanted that path of life, I don't, maybe because I felt like I was sheltered too. Um, but it also taught me a lot. But so I try to teach my kids my perspective of the street life, and making sure they are street smart in the sense of going out there, everything isn't fucking peaches and cream. Like you
Right.
gotta understand, you gotta stand on 10 toes. Like you gotta make sure like everybody's not your friend.
Yes.
Um
Yes.
Again, now going
Yes.
back to Sophia going into high school, and
Yeah.
when we were driving to Palm Springs, I told her, because you're gonna go into these parties, and
Right.
you're gonna see some things that seventh and eighth grade didn't have,
Right.
and you
Right.
got to make sure that a you got to make a right decision, because the way things are now is it wasn't how it was back then. Um,
Mhm.
what are you like, as we're agreeing to these things? Like, what are you telling Peyton? Because I
Mhm.
feel our kids, our daughters, are in the same group of friends as different high schools.
Right.
What are you? How are you? Again, going back to everything else, how are you preparing her for that type of social life to
Right.
keep her head on her shoulders?
Right. That's why, man, her friend, I watch her friends that she bring around. I have conversations with her. And when she goes out and she comes back, I tell even though I trust her,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't trust her. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no,
I
no. I get
trust
it.
her.
I
I
get it.
trust her. But
Yeah.
every one time I told her mom, I said, because she likes to go hang out at the park over by the casino, or
Okay.
whatever, on Fridays. But that's where they go hang out at because it'd just be a lot of people that hang out over there. Whatever. I said, go smell her clothes, go smell her hands, because not because I don't trust her, but I know in high school where I grew up what we were doing, what
Correct.
our friends were doing. You know what I mean? And just like you just said, when you go into high school, what can happen and what could be presented to her. That's why I have the conversation with her. This is what could be presented to you, and you have these decisions that you have to make. So if you're put in these type of scenarios, what are you going to say? What are your answers going to be? So if I have these conversations, you, if this conversation makes you feel awkward or uncomfortable with your dad or whatever, I want you to be comfortable enough to have this conversation with me as your dad and
Yeah.
your mom sitting here having this conversation with you. So you feel comfortable enough to say no to a stranger or don't feel peer pressure by one of these kids
Yeah.
telling you or asking you. If that makes sense.
No, no, it makes a lot of sense. I think that's the scary part of being a parent right now in ours, as my wife would say, in the season of life. I think, well, I know that's, I feel is the scariest part because as Sophia goes into high school, again, our life and how we lived is totally different, but we
Uh-huh.
know
Uh-huh.
what high school consists of.
Right, right,
Um, Trying to make sure she stays out of that, those things, drugs,
right, right,
fucking being pregnant,
right,
because we got daughters,
right,
and
right,
these boys out here. I'm
right,
sorry, guys. Listen,
right.
I know
Right.
I know you're after one fucking thing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
We had that conversation with her. Yeah,
it's scary because we were, even though our kids don't understand it, but we were young too.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and
I had to tell her about that. She was wearing a bikini. I told her. She said, "Dad," I don't. She was like, "Dad." I said, look. You got hips. You got behind." And I said, "Look, you got hips. You got butt. You got boobs. These boys are looking at you."
yeah,
And she didn't want to hear it from me. I was like, "I'm your dad."
woo,
I said, "I'm telling you this. Look, you don't think these boys are looking at you?" I said, "You need to watch how you get in and out of these pools because it's the summertime, and I know you want to go to these pool parties. You need to watch. You need to wear like the little veils and stuff like that. You need to cover yourself. You need to conduct yourself like a lady. And
yeah,
how you carry yourself is how people are going to treat you.
100%.
You need to
Yeah,
carry yourself as such. And before that, I was like, if you want to be honest with you, and because I understand she's at the age, she's 14, she'll be 15 this year. And I said, I know you like boys, and boys probably like you. She's like, no, no, these boys don't like me because she's black, and it's a lot of she's the minority or whatever. It's a lot of white boys out here or whatever. But I'm like, these boys like you. Um, I was like, and you may get interested or whatever, or these boys might get, but I was like, one, I don't want you having sex, period, or whatever. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's more to just getting pregnant. It's more to just getting pregnant. Is one, is STIs and all this other stuff with her. She's like, Dad, I know about those things. We talked about it. She's like, I don't want to talk about it with you because I'm uncomfortable. I was like, yeah, I want you to be uncomfortable because you need to be uncomfortable about it. We don't need to talk about it, but I mean, we need to talk about it. She's like, we talked about it in health class, and I really don't want to have sex because of what I learned about it in health class. But we did talk about it in health class. I said, that's good. But we did go down, that
Yeah.
stuff. I was like,
At least the schools are talking about it, trying to prepare the kids because it is scary.
It is.
We do have some beautiful daughters, and protecting them is what we will do.
Right. It'll
To
break my heart. I don't want to think about it.
yeah, bro. What the fuck? When Sophia and I were talking, and we were talking about just situations, women or girls having kids at a young age. She had an instance where she knows somebody that had a kid at 15 years old.
Wow.
And Sophia's about to turn 14 soon. But again, this whole conversation all happened while we were driving to Palm Springs the other night. And to see that she was turning 14, to know that if she was to have a kid at 15 years old, and I hope to God she never fucking does,
Right.
would fucking make me go crazy. It's tough, and I just hope she never comes to that. It never gets to that point. And like you said, Peyton, she like she says, the boys are not interested in her, and Sophia says the same thing because we are the minority, and we are. She's light skinned, her mom's Mexican, Puerto Rican, and obviously me. But you are right too, in the sense of there's boys out here that do like you. Don't fucking get it twisted.
And don't try to play that naive role. Like, I know that there's boys out there that like you, and you like boys, and that somebody's interested in you. Don't try to play me. Like,
no, don't fucking try to play this shit. But to make sure that doesn't happen, I just you don't want. I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but I just I want to make sure that the shit doesn't fucking happen, because again, and then like I said, it goes back to how we raise our kids inside the home.
Exactly, and it starts with us first.
It does start with us,
right?
And the moment they walk out that front door, that's where we lose control,
right?
And they are on their own, in the sense of, hey, remember what I taught you, remember what we taught you,
right?
Don't go out there acting fucking stupid,
exactly,
because it'll change your fucking whole life for the rest of your life.
That's why we have to constantly talk to them. We don't gotta constantly threaten them. We don't have to constantly keep them in the house and keep them not allowing them to do things. And that's one thing that my wife tells me all the time. Like, you don't have to not allow her to go places and talk to people. And that's one thing I have noticed, that I let go a little bit, because if it was just me and I was by myself and single, oh no, you can't go, no, you can't do this, and then she would rebel, because I've seen that before in the past with other girls when I was 14, 15, when girls that I was dating, or girls that I was messing with, their dads were strict, and what was they doing? They were sneaking out, and they were doing stuff they wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would rather keep that open communication with my daughter, so she can be open and honest with me, and tell her, like, no, I don't like this. I would not like for you to do this, and I would prefer you to be honest with me, and I will be honest with you, so we can keep this open communication up.
Yeah.
And then, okay, yes, I will allow you to do this, because I would rather you to be honest with me and tell me is there is someone you like, and I would rather him to be a gentleman or you know what I'm saying, I'd rather go meet his parents and talk to them, and he come meet us, you know, and then maybe, you know, but it ain't so you won't be sneaking out and you don't end up pregnant and things and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But as of right now, it's been okay, you know.
Yeah.
So and I hope and I pray it stays that way.
Yeah. So going off, like, so the moment your daughter finds that dude, how's that gonna go down?
I got my shotgun away with that. No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. No, he does. You know, I'm telling you, he does. He does got it. 100%, guys. He does have it.
Um, man, I'm just
Have
honestly,
you
man,
thought that far in life?
have I thought that far? I haven't really thought that far in life, but I'm honestly pray on it and what God leads me to do. I'm honestly, I know that don't sound like, but me, but that's honestly, that's the only thing I can do.
Pray.
Honestly, is just
Yeah.
pray and do what God tells me what I need to do and handle it right. But I honestly trust and believe my daughters will do it the right way and come to me and take time because I try to spend as much time with them as possible. You know
Yeah.
what I mean,
Yeah.
and talk with them and they talk with their mom I and ever since me and her got back together and got married, our relationship is good and just try to keep a good relationship all around. And I think if keep it respectful and keep it good, I think we'll be good. Now, if we have another episode later on and I'm telling you something different, then hey,
And
but hopefully,
I don't I don't think we're gonna. I think I don't think we're gonna have another episode where it's gonna be different. I truly believe where you're at now is where, again, where you're supposed to be. Um, God puts us where we're supposed to be. Again,
hmm
I think we fight against a lot. But if we
hmm
just let God do what He's supposed to do and we let go,
yeah, yeah,
instead of trying to control everything,
yeah, yeah.
I think that's where, again,
Let go and let God.
I'm not trying to, again, preach or whatever. Whoever's listening to this, believe whatever you want to believe, whoever you want to believe in.
Yeah,
I don't think that um my God puts us in anything that we can't handle. God gave us a spouse, our wives, to make sure we make it through the trials and tribulations of life.
right,
And
right,
I'm proud to be a husband. I'm proud to have my wife that's gonna, there's times where we just, we're not on the same page, but at the end of the day, I think we have grown in a sense where we learn to compromise.
right.
It's for the good of the kids, it's for the good of our relationship.
Mm,
And I feel that it'll get us further. And again, we're not perfect and we do have those downfalls, but as long as we get through them as a married couple, we'll be all right. And like you said, keeping a close knit family is what it's all about. And that's that's what I want to, is the close knit family, like you were saying in the questionnaire that you wrote, is that you want to keep your family close knit, and that's how you want it to be for the rest of your life. Um, Coming to the end of this, what is some of the things that you would tell, or you would give, what advice would you give the next dad that is about to be a father, or who is going through that time in life where they are a single parent, or they're co-parenting, or they're trying to figure out, like, I know I want to be a dad, but am I ready to be a dad? Well, what going through all going through all your life of decisions, what advice would you give to that dad?
Oh man. Um, Trust the process. Um, you don't always got to be right. Everything don't got to be your way. Um, allow allow change. Allow change. Change is good. You know, allow people into your space. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to open up and and let people in. Let your family in. You know, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to let people in your own person in your personal space. You know, because as men, you know, we want to be hard. You know, we want the family because we want the look. You know,
Correct. Yeah.
we want you know, to say, oh, you know, I'm doing it. You know, I have it. I can do it. But it's not just all about the look. You know, this you got to actually like be there and be present. You have to be present. And sometimes being present is, you know, being soft, or um a lot of, especially with the girls, you know, sometimes they don't know. They one moment they left, next moment they right.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta just sit there and just say, okay, now let's go down the middle. Either way, I'm still with you. Let's go. And then they ain't gonna apologize for it either.
No, yeah, yeah. That's that you fucking are 100%. Damn. So, man, just to go through the life of being a dad has made me look back um at being a kid and how my parents had to go through the struggle in raising us. Again, my dad always said there's no book on raising kids. There's no book on being a parent.
Mm,
Um, it's all learned, because honestly, this is our first time being a parent. So we
yeah.
don't know everything.
Right.
We don't have all the answers. And yes, we are trying to learn.
Uh,
Um, moving forward, what are you most proud about yourself as being who you are now today?
Man, that I still ain't fucking up. No, no, I'm still making mistakes. I make mistakes every day. I just what I'm most proud of today, honestly, those three kids. That's what I'm most proud of today. I'm most proud of today the fact that I could be truthful,
Amen.
that I could be truthful, and that I can apologize, and I can admit that I'm wrong when I'm wrong.
That's the toughest part, is admitting that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the hardest part. Even apologizing is hard. Um, what could you tell your younger self today, and what you know now? before we close this all up, what is the one thing you can tell if you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell him now?
Oh, you see it right here, baby.
That
Be patient.
be some
Be
grays, baby.
be patient. Be patient. Hey, be patient, man. Nothing is everything is better with time. Just be patient. No, you don't gotta rush nothing.
Yeah.
Just be patient. Tell my younger self, be patient. Hey, don't rush to get older. Don't rush it. Don't rush anything. Don't rush the process.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, don't guys, don't. I would say too is like you said, don't rush the process. Enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
As where we are at now or where I'm at now, um, looking back, the struggle when we didn't have nothing, my wife and I feel was probably some of the best times in our life because all we had was to depend on each other. There was nothing else. There was money was tight, kids were kids, but we rushed that life so much because we wanted to get them out of diapers because diapers were too expensive. And now we're like, fucking the mall is too expensive. And you look back and you look at these pictures and I scroll through my phone and I'm just like, damn, I missed a lot. Future dads, you can never get that time back. I would say work will always be work. It will always be there.
Yeah.
The time with your kids won't.
Yeah.
They will grow up. They will
Yeah.
not want to spend time with you.
Oh
Um,
no.
and I see that now, and it fucking sucks. But you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
again, if I could tell my younger self and going through what I went through now is like you said, take your time, enjoy life. When you do become a dad, if God blesses you to that point, or whoever you believe in blesses you to that point to be a dad, enjoy every fucking moment. Don't worry about getting a kid out of diapers. Fucking change the fucking diaper. Go buy the diapers. Fucking don't let them kids grow up because they do grow up. They do find themselves and they do move on. Um, I miss it. And the older I get, I miss it even more. But again, guys, men, take your time. Everything is a life lesson. Everything you're gonna it's like LaRon said, it's a process. You gotta trust it. You gotta have a tribe to raise a family. You gotta have emotional support. And if you don't, you gotta find it. Again, I'm glad I do have LaRon as a big brother, a best
Glad
friend,
I got you too.
someone I can call, um, and just talk shit with because our kids are somewhat at the same age, especially our oldest are at the same age. Um, take a breather, sit back, and just breathe and talk to somebody about it because if you're going through life and you're just trying to figure out how, why, you know, those older dads who are present, who are there, who've been through it, they can help you out the most, you know, and just take one step at a time. And I feel you will be okay. And there's times where it's gonna be fucking hard. God never said that life would be easy, but he did say that he will fucking be right there for you as you guide yourself through it. As he guides you through it, just, ask for help and the help will be there. So, LaRon, rapid fire. Here we go. One word to describe fatherhood.
Uh, uh, dang. Dang.
Yeah.
Highway.
Highway, yeah. Biggest fear as a dad.
Um, Losing.
Biggest joy as a dad.
Smiles on faces.
One thing, one thing you never want your kids to say about you.
Deadbeat.
Oh fuck. One thing you hope your kids say about you.
Great man.
Yeah, you're a good dude. I will say that. The older they get, they'll notice it. All right, guys. So this is the end of the podcast. LaRon, thank you so much for being a guest, sharing your story, and being part of the beginning of the Present Father podcast. And I really thank you for coming on and
Thank you.
taking the time out of your busy schedule. Guys, men, one last thing. Be present, be strong. Um, be the dad your kids believe you are. And stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll get back at you. Thank you so much for joining. You have a good day.
Sir.